testing off the water for day 66 on LEQ12. There with Nathan Arridge. Good session on the water today. What was the aim?
Yeah, it's good. We had a sou'wester today, which was quite different to what we've had for the last couple of weeks. So a bit puffier, a bit more flat water. And as you guys saw, we went out to the Back Paddock to try and find the best breeze down there. And yeah, a few straight line sailing, just sort of looking at how we sail the boat, control the boat. We're in the final stages of confirming a lot of the design for these foils, so it was a lot of time spent just looking at those and hopefully collected a nice bit of data today.
Yeah, you feel like you achieved what you set out to do today?
Yeah, it wasn't a massive job list, to be honest, for on the water. Mostly led, by the sailors today, just trying to get the final thoughts and comments on the foils, and yeah, we achieved everything we wanted to do, and the weather was quite interesting too. We had, good breeze initially, and then it went real soft as the rain was approaching, and then we got a good pulse at the end. So, some days you really want stable conditions so that you can do repeatable tests, and we got a lot of that last week. And today we got a good variability, so it meant that we were able to test, the foils and the sails through different wind ranges. So yeah, it worked out really well.
Yeah. I noticed you're spending a lot more time downwind on starboard and upwind on port. Is there testing different foils on different sides or modes? Or?
To be honest, it was probably more the wind angle than anything today. It was a little bit left of like the axis that you get in the Back Paddock. So yeah, long downwinds on starboard and longer upwinds on port. And then when we got a bit of a square course, we do a few tacks and jibes at the end to kind of, keep us sharp. So yeah, it wasn't really anything more than that.
I noticed a few high-flying roundups and bearaways all under control, or getting a bit loose for a little bit?
Yeah, all under control, and that's part of like the testing that we want to do is how fast can you spin the boat on one foil, and what's the correct heel and cant angles and stuff like that. And it's so fascinating. It's been 4 or 5 years of sailing boats like this for the team, and we're still trying to find little areas to do things better. So yeah, always under control and nothing too scary today.
Yeah, brilliant. And time off at the end of the week, head over to Sail GP. They're stepping in for Pete. That'll be looking forward to it. Yeah,
that'll be really cool. Obviously, I disappear to go to those events quite often as well. But yeah, to sail with Blair and Andy and the rest of the guys will be a lot of fun. And we obviously spend a lot of time together here on a daily basis. And I think the two work nicely hand in hand. Getting the race practice in, getting the design stuff in, and as a sailor, it's a bit of a dream to be able to be involved in both.
Paul Goodison, another day of single boat training for the American team today. What were you trying to achieve when you left the dock this morning?
Oh, we got heaps on, just trying to understand about how we go around a race course in different configurations. It's really just prepping, ready for next week when we get two boats back on the water racing. So we're doing a a little bit looking at some of our custom sails, but mainly just trying to base ourselves around the race course, trying to figure out who's doing what at different points of the course. In the start's obviously very different with the 4 of us in the config we were doing today, and just playing around with who does what when, really.
You mentioned the sails there. We think we spotted yesterday and today a LiDAR transmitted, whatever we're calling those, on the foredeck.
Yeah.
Just what can you tell us about that?
It's just the same as we have looking at the mainsail, so we're just trying to look at the shapes we're seeing and just gain some more information from some other ways of looking at the jib.
How useful has that LiDAR technology been this time around? All the teams seem to be using it.
No, it's a jump on from some of the stuff we used last time, and it's just a data gathering exercise that helps us to look at a lot of the sail shapes live and also post processing.
When you were sailing the boat today and yesterday, how much of the time are you controlling the boat yourself and how much are you using the autopilot?
We've been 100% controlling the boat the last couple of days and really working on how we're going to sail the 75. So a little bit of a who does what when and how we configure the roles on board, and basically just trying to really understand at what points of the race, especially the starts, do people become overloaded, underloaded, and how we can change the configs around a little bit to try and reduce those spots.
How much of the stuff you can learn about moding the boats and the way you're sailing these AC40s do you think transfers or can be transferred onto the 75?
I think quite a lot can be transferred onto the 75. The 75 is really a bit of a lot more powerful version, but a bit of a dulled down version at times. Things happen a lot faster on the little boat with it being so light and manoeuvrable. But it's really good for us to put ourselves under a bit of pressure and also just learn. So when we come up against another boat next week, we're kind of a bit more prepped for it than we would be jumping straight in.
Does the level of adrenaline ramp up when you've got 2 boats on that race course compared to just sailing around on your own?
Yeah, for sure. You're always winning and there's only one of you out there. So it's really good to have the second boat, not only to put yourself under pressure, but it's a good reference for how you're performing.
Are you using any sort of course management software to simulate a regular race course?
Yeah, we have a display with the race course on board, so we're working on our comms on how we manage the times to boundaries, the times to ley lines, using the software, deciding when the software's off. It just adds that extra level of communication between the 4 guys on board of helping us prep for the real thing.